It's not all that I am. It's not all that I think about all day long. Oh, I'm Coach Nazir's wife. Oh, I'm his initial wife. Oh, I'm Coach Nyla's subsequent wife. I don't obsess over that because I have other stuff to do in my day. I just do. Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of the new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Now in this video, I'm going to tackle another difficult topic that some co-wives are going through, and that is how do I communicate or open up those lines of communication with my co-wife? And again, these different topics or questions or challenges that wives may experience have been brought to our attention. We already know about it because we're co-wives, but shout out to my awesome co-wife, Coach Nyla. She's awesome, y'all. She is. She makes this whole thing, this whole poly experience, she makes it easier because that's one thing I want to get into really quickly, because she came into it open-minded as far as our relationship. So the conversation on her end was always open. She was willing. For me, nope. Didn't want to talk to her. And we've talked about this before. I've trained on it, actually. I had to get into actual training about it because I just had to understand that polygyny, for her specifically, was not about just marrying the husband and running off into the night with him and skip the family. It wasn't about that. It was about all of us, although she and I are not in a relationship at all. We're not married. We just married to the same husband. For clarification, because some people are new and they do ask, for those of you that already know, you already know. So I wanted to say that and be very specific. We're practicing Muslims, not allowed in Islam to for women to marry one another. We don't live in the same home. That's another common question. Queens need their own castles, and we like our space, and we've always been cordial. So that was not an issue, being cordial. I always was. She always was toward me, but she was open-minded. I wasn't. I ain't have nothing to say. And we've talked about this before together on videos. I've said it specifically on my own videos. So I'm doing this particular video by myself because the question was brought to my attention as an initial wife. How would a subsequent wife approach an initial wife? And I would say I wouldn't force anything. I would offer a conversation. You know, if you would like to talk, I'm here, because that's really what Coach Nyla did for me, and that really helped. And she also, it wasn't even, I don't like to, because people have said that, did she extend an olive branch? There was no olive branch. We weren't beefing. You know. Well, our husband is grown. Did I like everything? No, but I can't say everything that was done. I can't say nothing that was done was haram or forbidden in our culture. I don't know what's wrong with my chair today. I don't know. She making noise. Anywho, but I was met with a text that she had sent me, and she was like, oh, before my nerves might get the best of me. And I won't say everything that was said within the text because it's private among the two of us, and we don't owe anybody that story here, YouTube, Facebook, and nowhere else. It's private. But I like that she said, before my nerves get the best of me, because I was able to say, okay, here's the human quality of my co-wife. And I didn't say co-wife to myself back then. I said of Nyla because I wasn't ready to say co-wife yet. Now I say it, and it's like saying her name. It doesn't bother me. I don't feel a way about it, but there was a time where I did, and I wasn't ready to call her that. And I just remember I was like, it must have took, and it wasn't, I'm not the one to be like, oh, it must have took a lot of courage to it. I wasn't that person. I wasn't Coach Fatimah back in them days. But I said it must have took a lot for her to reach out to me. because some find me intimidating. Some people have found me, once they get to know me, very funny, very warm, very light. I can find a joke in anything. But I didn't present myself like that with her. I just didn't. But I also didn't present her with this evil intent and this, you shut up, I don't want to talk to you, you married my husband. That's for the streets for me. I don't do that. I don't do that. My stuff is different. I just don't talk to you. That's how I'm set up. And to this day, if I don't have nothing to say to you, if I don't like something, I don't talk to you. I just don't. Because I can't lend my energy to certain things that will not serve me in my healing journey, in my education journey, my personal development, in my circle of trust, whatever the case may be, in my practices of Islam. If it doesn't serve in certain areas, I have nothing to say in that regard. I just don't. It's like it's just like it don't exist and never has. That's just me. So anywho, I never shut down anyone who said wife. Coach Nazir's other wife. Yes, this is his other wife. That's who she is. I didn't say, well, that's his baby mama and his girlfriend. Ain't no way. You ain't getting me to do that. I'm Muslim. It's allowed. Polygyny is allowed for us. It's allowed in many religions, but it's specifically allowed for us. It predates Islam. I'll get that out there, out the way for those that always say Islam brought polygyny. No, we didn't. Do your history. Anywho, her reaching out to me was such a, it's not a game changer, but it changed my life because I said, okay, she's showing me that she's willing, open-minded. She's willing to hear she's willing to hear me out. But I got to be willing to hear her out too. I mean, that's a conversation. It's not a dictatorship. It's not one-sided. It's not me just being able to come after her and hit her with a barrage of questions and cross-examine her and why you did. I wanted to learn who she was outside of just being the subsequent wife of Coach Nazir. Because then you look up and you feel as though that's all you ever are. If people just keep meeting you with that and you're not ready to be met with anything else, it's like, oh, wow, that's all I am is his wife. No, I knew better. I knew better because I know that's not all I am.
Pardon the interruption. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you could thrive better in the community that's more supportive? Now, I already know the answer to that. But did you know that Outstanding Personal Relationships actually has a community that is supportive and where we really hang out a lot? It has a number of areas and things like, for example, I deal with the men in the Kings and Men section where we discuss a number of different men issues, whether it's polygyny related, parenting related, whatever it may be. This is where we communicate and connect.
And as an introvert, I love the idea of an online community. So we have that. And to be able to speak with like-minded people, speak with other wives, wives, whether you're incoming wife, whether you're a first wife, you're a wife, period, in general, you only practice monogamy, whatever the case may be, to be able to be in a community with people who understand what you're going through, understand any type of issues you have, and also being in a place where you have support from others, where it's not all over social media for everybody else to see.
Yes, and it is a safe space. So if you guys want to see us or if you want to connect with us, come to our community.
Indeed. And like they said, it's private. All right. So you don't have to worry about your stuff being all over the place or all on social media, trying to find the comments and go scroll. We have the subjects. We have all this type of stuff. Just go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. Look on the top of the page. Click on community. We look forward to seeing you there. Back to the video.
So it's not for me to go, well, that's all she is. Because the world's going to do that anyway. I don't need to help with that. That's toxic to me. And it's untrue. We wear many hats. We wear many hats. And being a wife is just one of them. One of the many. It's important. It's not to be dismissed or dissed, right? But It's not all that I am. It's not all that I think about all day long. Oh, I'm Coach Nazir's wife. Oh, I'm his initial wife. Oh, I'm Coach Nyla's subsequent one. I don't obsess over that because I have other stuff to do in my day. I just do. And I can't just be just that. I was never meant to be. I was never meant to be just that. I'm somebody's daughter. I'm somebody's mother. A whole lot of somebody's. Somebody's sister. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an artist. I love interior design. I love helping people. You know, I'm so many things. You know, I'm Muslim. So I like going to the masjid. I like doing those things. I like sitting among other like-minded people. And even if the people aren't like-minded, we can have a conversation if they're mature enough and progressive enough to understand that I have a point of view and an experience myself, and I have preferences myself. I have different settings. I have different settings. So I had to understand that and discover the depth of the life and the experience of someone else that's my co-wife. So sitting in a park with food like normal human beings do and having a conversation and asking questions gently, knowing I might be met with her story, her experience, stuff I didn't know. Now, we didn't sit up there and overshare up in the park. Well, girl, he did this, and did he? For real, he did that. We didn't do that. We talked about who we were as individuals outside of marriage. And whatever I asked her is what I asked her, and she answered me, and I didn't remix her answers. I didn't try to make her story mine. That's how this works. Not making her story my own and understanding that just because her story doesn't look like mine doesn't mean she was not valuable. Didn't mean I got to diminish her experience, because I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. Somebody said in the comments, well, you know, she did a very hurtful thing to you. People love to sit here and say what all somebody did, but they don't understand that this is a piece of our lives. Y'all not in on all the conversations we've had, things we discovered, things we started to understand about one another, expectations that we had, dreams that we had, that we met, legacy that we all had that we're figuring out, and having some common goals and understanding that not one of us owns the other. Coach Nazir could get another wife. He could get a third wife. That's his decision. It won't turn my world upside down, because the structure is here, and the ability and the maturity to say, okay, let's have a conversation when the time is appropriate. But I don't get to make the decision. I don't want to. People think that co-wives want to make the decision and go, well, you can go have another. Go now. I'm not that man's mama, and I'm not trying to be. I'm enough people's mama. So yes, back to us being really great friends and creating a sisterhood. This is over years and years. This is not something that happened overnight. It took a long time. It took a long time. So we're in our 12th year. So please don't compare our 12th year to your first year. We didn't have it all figured out, but we were willing to learn. We were willing to grow and be individuals and understand that, yeah, I get to feel this way, but I don't get to just sit there and let it destroy me. Yeah, I got some questions. Let me get some clarity, though, instead of assuming. It took a lot of those things. So, yes, both parties got to be willing. You can't make anybody do anything. You can't force them. You're not required to be friends. It would be great because it makes it easier. It makes it easier on the family, especially if you have 15 deep like we do. It makes it easier when we all can pitch in. Everybody here matters, large and small, old and young. Everybody matters. Everybody has a voice here, and it's not our job to stomp out the other one's voice. It's not a race. We're all terminal. We're all going to pass on. So it's not a race. What it is, and it's not a sprint, and we're not trying to run each other over. We're trying to all work in our own personal development, work on ourselves so that we all can come together and have a family that is healthy. And we're not creating this family where we're sitting up traumatizing each other. We got enough of our own childhood trauma and all that to power through and heal from. And we don't need to add to that. We don't need to add to that. So yes, not forcing it, understanding that one is not above another. I'm not the chief wife or chief whatever, or the bottom wife or the bottom you know what. And I'm not running my co-wife's life. But I am asking, how are you? Where do you need support at? What's going on? You need to rest more. You know, those things. And she's not my baby sister. She's my sister, not through biology. Let's not put that rumor out there. They already said we look alike, and I get that, but we're not related through biology. We're just related because we married the same man. We did when it said it. So yes, just let things happen in an organic way and not try to run someone else or be in charge of them or try to twist or remix their words or take their voice from them. Working on you matters. It is important. It's the hardest work you ever do. It's easy to sit up and pick somebody else apart, but when you start picking yourself apart and judging yourself harshly, it doesn't feel so good. So it helps to be open-minded and remove judgment. That doesn't mean you're going to agree on everything, but removing the judgment is a good step. It's a healthy step to a great sisterhood or creating one. In the future, doesn't happen overnight again. So yes, with that being said, I hope you all got some gems from this video. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share this video because sharing is caring. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload. So if you're not following us on our social medias, why not? Make sure that you are. Go visit us at Outstanding Relationships on IG and Outstanding Personal Relationships on Facebook and on YouTube. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to hit you with a little GLC, but before I do, I want you to put sisterhood in the comments so that I know you finished this video. So I'm going to hit you with that GLC as promised. Make sure you are growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I'm Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of OPR. I'll see you guys in the next one. So make a peace.